You're listening to the Affirmation Addict Podcast with Pyle Corley. This podcast will teach you about the power of affirmations while making manifestation easy and accessible for you in order to enhance your spiritual consciousness. Thank you so much for being here, and now it's time to get started. Hey, I have a question for you. Are you feeling really overwhelmed and confused when it comes to manifestation? And do you feel the pressure to do what everybody else wants you to do, but you're not even able to figure out what you want for yourself? Or are you living a high-stress lifestyle and you need a way to create calm within the chaos? If you answered yes to any of these questions, my app Affirm It is here for you. I've designed the app to support you through the dark and the light moments of life without judgment or overwhelm, because I 100% know what it feels like to be there. I've made this app to help you create your spiritual practice using affirmations, manifestation, and spirituality, and truly the app will be there for you no matter what you're going through. It's helped thousands of women on their journey, and it's only $4.49 a month to join. So start your free trial and download it in the App Store today. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Affirmation Addict Podcast. And today I'm going to talk to you if you're struggling to reprogram your mind. So what I mean by this is if you are on the journey of spirituality, manifestation, affirmations, all the things which you are, because I feel like otherwise you wouldn't be here, I'm referring to that struggle when you know consciously something should change. So you know that there's a belief that's not serving you and you're trying the affirmations, you're doing all the things, but it doesn't feel like it's working. What to do in that situation? And so that's what I'm referring to. I'm not necessarily referring to if you've never heard of reprogramming. I'm referring to, you know what reprogramming is. You are on the journey, you're trying the affirmations and something still isn't working. And so you have these set beliefs, you know how things work, you know that your thoughts can change your reality, but for some reason they're not changing still. So I have been in this in many kind of areas of my life. I've been on this journey for a while and I've been in a situation where it's like, okay, I know something needs to change. I am trying to change it, but deep down there's something deeper. And how do you figure that out? And what do I do? So a quick background on just our thoughts and our beliefs. The biggest way our thoughts and beliefs are created is through repetition. To put it shortly, our subconscious mind, the way it works is it is programmed and it is kind of molded together from ages 0 to 7. And after that, our subconscious mind is really just observing and trying to validate everything we learned from ages 0 to 7. You might think that's crazy, but I think when you are a child, when you are learning the way the world works, that is how you think the world works, is whatever you were taught, whatever you saw, whatever you were exposed to in that time is the core foundation. And obviously things change over time. However, there is so much development in that time of your life that a lot of our core beliefs are still those same core beliefs we had when we were 7 years old. And typically when you're 7 years old, you're actually learning those beliefs from people who may have raised you, from family members, from friends at that time. And also things were different 20, 30 years ago. So think about how much opportunity there is for change. In that sense, in the same sense, your beliefs are actually as simply created through repetition. So I always give this example, but if I told you the sun was green and I told you that 1,000 times and you saw that in movies, you heard that on TV shows, you heard that in music, you would believe that the sun is green. And so truly how a belief and how truth is formed in our minds is simply by repetition and simply by our acceptance of it. If we're like, yeah, I agree with that. That's it. That's all it takes to form a belief. It's really simple. And our beliefs are such guiding factors into how our subconscious mind works and how things are manifesting and why they're manifesting, that understanding the simplicity, I hope can help you when it comes to reprogramming your mind. So what I mean by reprogramming is, say when you were age 4, you had a lot of money problems in your family, and you might have remembered your dad telling your mom, hey, we need to watch our spending. Money is really hard to come by now. So maybe there is a core belief in your mind that money is really hard to come by. And for some reason, you know it's not, you know abundance, you understand the concept of abundance. You consciously reject that money is hard to come by, but there's still something blocking you because obviously it's still a little hard to come by in your life. So what I mean by reprogramming is you're reprogramming that core belief that you learned when you were just that 4-year-old girl or 4-year-old boy. And that is why when it comes to reprogramming, it is repeating and re-giving your subconscious mind evidence that a new belief can replace that. And so it happens through repetition. So this is where the affirmations really come in, is through that repetition. And it's not just those 5 minutes a day when you're sitting and repeating affirmations. It's more than that. It is when you're interacting with, say, we're talking about money, when you're interacting with money, what are those thoughts coming up? Can you notice them? And do you immediately think to yourself, wow, money is so hard to come by? When you see that thought, can you say the opposite? Can you repeat that new belief you're trying to replace it with? And it takes practice, it takes effort. But when you do it consistently, you'll start to see little signs, you'll start to see different little unexpected money start to show up, and it'll motivate you more and more and more to start to continue that repetition, because it can feel really defeating if you're trying this repeating and nothing is changing. But I encourage you to take a step back. Is nothing changing, or is the big stuff not changing? Because typically when we're on this journey, we're looking for the big things. We want to manifest that extra $100,000. We want to manifest a brand new glorious job. And we sometimes get tainted by the little stuff. You might find an unexpected $5, or someone might have paid for your coffee, or something might have shown up in your life that you might just not be as excited about. So it feels like it's not working. So tip number 1 is, if you are struggling in this reprogramming and you know you need to reprogram, maybe take a step back and see if you can zoom out a little bit. Are there little things that are actually working out in your favor? Are there things that are going well? And if you immediately, as I said that, if you immediately have the thought that no, they're not going well, then I guarantee you're just not looking hard enough, because I truly know the way this works. And I know it is, you just might not be able to see it. So I encourage you to try 24 hours to search for some little win in the area you're trying to manifest. Maybe it's as simple as you don't feel as pressured to manifest it. It could be that. It could be something so simple, or it could be as big as you're trying to manifest money and you find a penny on the ground. Like, that is a win. And we tend to kind of prioritize and give different value to different manifestations, even though they're all energetically the same. This is where having appreciation for the small things truly plays a big role. And another thing is, if you're struggling to reprogram your mind, don't be afraid to just be honest with yourself. Like, be honest that, yeah, this is a little hard. So can I dig a little deeper? Can I try a little bit of other stuff to help me reprogram? So that is my first kind of overarching thing I want you to play with. If you're unable to reprogram and you feel like it's not working, take a zoomed out view, because I think it is. And maybe you're just not able to see it, or it's not as important. So you kind of don't care. And it's okay. Like, I do the same thing. I have to catch myself. And I'm like, honestly, there's so much that could be going wrong that's not. And that in itself is a big win and a big sign. And so the other thing that I think on this journey that I actually haven't heard be talked about that much is, sometimes we know we want to consciously reprogram, but we don't know if our subconscious, we don't know if our inner child, we don't know if that younger version of ourselves actually wants to change. We don't know if she's ready to change. We don't know if you are actually open to shifting. And so a cool thing I've been personally working on is, instead of trying to say, I know I want to shift in the money area and I'm not able to, instead of only focusing on money, I actually take a little bit of a back seat, so to speak, approach. And I actually try and really work on my beliefs about being open to change, about being open to my mind shifting, about being open to reprogramming, about trusting my ability to reprogram. So it's almost like saying affirmations for the fact that you can say affirmations in a way, and doing mindset work for the fact that your mind can shift. It's a little bit of a weird concept, but I actually think it might help you guys a lot. It's helped me so much. So I really want you to try different tools to, maybe instead of focusing all your attention on what you're trying to manifest, maybe focus a few of those affirmations or a few of your thoughts on yeah, I actually can shift my mind. I actually am open-minded. My brain is pliable. I can shift these things because I've noticed reminding myself that actually helps me build confidence in the process because I know how defeating it can feel when you're doing all the affirmations and it's still not changing. It can feel like, why isn't this working? So I invite you to kind of split your attention between your manifestation and literally simply the base fact that you can manifest and you are able to shift your mind. And so I have some rituals for you. I have some practices you can do inside of Affirm It. And I've created a little practice that you can refer to. I'll put it in the show notes as always. And I hope it helps you because these are what I've been doing. I listen to the same things I'm about to share with you. And it's really helped me out in the reprogramming. I think we always reprogram in the area we're manifesting, but we forget to reprogram our ability to reprogram. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like my mind is blown as I'm sharing this with you and putting it into words. So I hope I'm making sense. So the ritual I want to share with you guys is first, I recommend reading through or writing down affirmations for mindset shift. This is really these affirmations are curated to help you be open to shifting your mind, help your mind be a little bit less resistant to change is another way to really see this mindset shift collection. So go into the app, they'll be right up there for you. And the second thing is actually something with journaling. So I have a journaling guide inside of the app for reprogramming your beliefs and rewiring your beliefs. And it's kind of phrased to be like, okay, what are you manifesting? Let's reprogram, or what's a limiting belief you hold? I want your limiting belief you hold to be something along the lines of, it is hard for me to reprogram. Manifestation is hard, or my manifestation isn't coming. I want your reprogramming to be around that. I don't want it to be around money is hard to come by. I want it to be around I'm struggling to reprogram my mind. That's what I want your limiting belief journaling to be about. So that way you can open up and see if there's something deeper. I learned when I did that same journaling activity I'm sharing with you, I learned that I had a very, very deep fear that what if I'm just lying to myself? And what if none of this is actually real? So I learned through that none of my manifestations had to do with the new home we're manifesting or this or that. It actually had to do with my fear of just judging myself. And so then I had to work back on self-worth and self-approval and those types of things. Lastly, what will actually really help you in the reprogramming and rewiring process is I recommend listening to my guided meditation to raise your vibration a few times a week. Just because I think that meditation has so much energy infused into it, where you'll be able to start to feel your vibration shift. It'll just help you. It'll amplify the work you're doing to open up your mind and be more open-minded and be more open to change. Raising your vibration, I think, helps you be less resistant to change. So I hope this practice helps you. Once again, I will write it in the show notes. And if you are feeling like you're struggling to reprogram your mind, I promise you, you are not alone. And I really hope this little trick helps you out on your journey. So thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye. Whether you're new to my community or you've been here for a while, I think it's really obvious that affirmations are very important to me. The reason they're so important to me is because affirmations have truly helped me manifest my dream job, my dream home, my dream business, my soulmate, and everything in between. And I truly feel like it's my duty to share that forward with you. I've created a totally free masterclass called Affirmations 101, where I teach you how to create your own affirmation practice using the same techniques I use to manifest everything I just talked about. It's absolutely free, so head to the show notes below and just click the link for Affirmations 101 and you can get started right away. I hope you enjoy and I hope this helps you on your journey. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If this episode resonated with you, it would mean the world to me if you could rate and review the podcast and share it on your social media so I know to keep creating episodes that are inspiring you to manifest. I'm so genuinely grateful for the time we shared today, and I'd love for you to join the community by following @Affirmation Addict on Instagram. To continue diving into spirituality and manifestation, head over to my website, affirmation-addict.com. Until next time, I'm sending you so much love and so much healing energy.